Hello everyone, your favorite night owl here, with his rather unhappy feline assistant, and his MOSIN Nagant 9130. Do a quick review on this rifle. Before we get started, like, share, and subscribe. Check out the link below to my subscribe star account. With a $2 monthly donation, help a small creator out. Safety check, nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine, and the bolt is clearly removed. The overall score I would give to this rifle, from my personal experience, is a 4 out of 5 stars. However, in individual categories, such as hunting, I'd give it a 4. Property protection, I'd give it a 3 out of 5. And a general collectability, 4 out of 5. Alrighty then, let's get on with it, shall we? The MOSIN Nagant, in my opinion, is a very fine rifle, although it has its quirks which drags it down, particularly in the property protection. The primary reason why it even got 3 stars, and 4 stars in the other categories, is because of its cost. Currently, you can get these at very reasonable prices, and in halfway decent shape. Let's move on to the features and talk about them a little. The stock is fairly light for a full power rifle. In fact, frequently I have seen other individuals that I know with these fore ends cracked, and it's not that uncommon to find them with the stock back here cracked. But there are options on the market to replace these stocks with a modern hunting stock of good quality. A good gunsmith would be able to take care of that. The metal butt plate can be quite uncomfortable on this rifle, as they can be on all milsurp rifles, especially when they're this light of a stock, being quite uncomfortable. The bolt, whenever you're using the bolt on this particular rifle, running this rifle loaded is like dragging, especially over extended firing, is like dragging a piano over a gravel road. I don't knock that against the rifle, as there are examples, I don't want to name names, of modern budget-friendly rifles, as this is still currently budget-friendly, that have the same problem. Alrighty then. It feeds from a 5-round stripper clip. This would normally not be an issue for a lot of people, except those rimmed cartridges. This is a rifle fires 7.62 by 54R. It is a rimmed cartridge that I believe is highly underrated as a hunting cartridge. Same thing with 7.7 Jap and 303 British. You will get, just like with 303 British, you risk rim lock if you load those incorrectly. This particular stripper clip, as you can see there, has a little arrow on it to tell you which way to put it into the rifle, although I imagine if you're doing that in low light or under stress, that could become a bit of an issue. There are other options on the market for this rifle. For example, there are stocks that have detachable box magazines, and there are magazines that on the market of good quality that will extend this from 5 rounds to 10. So there's an upgradability with this rifle. In fact, I plan on getting one of those sometime soon. This is the stock, well, this is the sling that came with the rifle. It attaches to the stock through these points, which in my mind weaken the stock. However, I guess someone for some reason thought it was a good idea, so that's, up to the designer. This is actually a fairly sturdy sling, and I like it, and I have tried it on other rifles with different mounting methods. This is a very nice sling that came with it, if you can find one that does. Frequently, I do find them with the sling, though. It has easy to adjust iron sights, which are fairly nice. They definitely aren't the best iron sights compared to other milsurp rifles. However, they still are fairly nice. And I would say $400 or $500 yards is about where these sights are at their most effective. However, that's the case with most iron sights. One of the main issues individuals may find with this rifle is that very long barrel. That can be an issue if you move through brush or if you're using this for home defense. If you find one of these with a cracked stock, which you can, especially at pawn shops, you can stick this in a modern, good capable gunsmith, stick this in a modern hunting stock, shorten the barrel, and turn it into a scout rifle. That is a fairly good option if you find one that's not in the best of shape. This one came in very good shape. In fact, it came right out of the factory box, covered in Cosmoline, because it was never issued. It is a hinged foreplate, but you will need a screwdriver, usually, in order to get that little latch there to come undone, in order to unload it from the bottom. The safety on this is simple. You have to, whenever this is loaded in the rifle, is you pull this back and turn it to its side. That is not a very effective safety. Alrighty then. That's one of the main complaints I have about this rifle. If you're going to run it loaded, the safety is not very good. So, a lot of individuals just run it with the safety off even when it's loaded. That may be an issue for some people. Overall, in the collectability, a rifle of this good quality, although it has received some wear from my drilling with this rifle, it is a 4 out of 5. As a hunting rifle, though, excluding the length of barrel as possibly being an issue, it is a fairly handy rifle. The cartridge, while there ain't that many options for it, is still a good cartridge for hunting. The iron sights means you don't have to invest money in a scope because most hunting takes place at shorter ranges anyway. It does come generally with its own cleaning rod too, so that is very helpful. The trigger on this rifle wasn't half bad. It was a bit on the unfortunately heavy side. However, still a good trigger. Although your experience may vary. Personal defense, whether it be property or home defense, I would not rate this as a very good home defense rifle. Property protection, a little bit better. With the bolt having its issues, a 5-round, although easy to load, but with the rimmed cartridge in a hurry, it might be difficult to load this rifle. If you can find one of these in a scout configuration or one of the carbine versions, that would be a very decent home defense rifle, although I'd rate this more as a property defense rifle, as you're going to be mostly outdoors with a little bit of difference of distance between you and whatever the problem may be, whether it be of the 4-legged or 2-legged variety. Cool beans, cool beans. Let's move on to the overall. As stated earlier in the video, I'd give this an overall score out, I want to say 4 out of 5. Barely. And it's predominantly due to cost and collectability. Top of that, there are many upgrade options for this rifle on the market that are generally affordable. So if you can get one of these on sale in good condition, or even if it's not, as long as the bore's good and the crown's good, and the sights are intact, although if you're going to shorten them, the sights become useless anyway, so just remove those. In fact, a little known secret about this is there is a little old 11mm dovetail under that, so you can stick a small scope mounting there. Very good option, especially if you're going to be shortening this. And there are modern iron sights that your gunsmith might be able to mount on this if you're shortening it into a scout configuration. On to channel news. We'll be continuing to upload IRL videos to both BitChute and YouTube. Check out the link below to my Subscribe Star account. where you will get alerts to when I'm uploading a new video and to what channel. Thank you for your time. I overall would see this as a recommended buy. Alrighty then. See everyone around.